The problem is most people don't recognize this, and most people actually, the whole walk is, or a lot of people I should say, the whole walk is actually social. And the problem with that is your dogs are in charge. Your dogs are making the decisions. Your dogs are saying, I want to stop, I want to sniff, I want to smell this. And the problem is it makes it very hard to ever get your dog to walk on the leash nicely, to heel, because your dog is basically never really unstructured. It's kind of always on social. Hi there, Doggy Dan here. If you walk your dog and you think all walks are the same, then stay with me for 1 minute, because there are two types of walk on today's pup dates. I'm going to share with you what those two types are, why it's so important to understand the difference between these two types of walk, and why you need both of these types of walk. So, all walks are not created equal. There's the structured walk and there's the social walk. You can give them whatever names you want. But here's the thing. Let me define them first, and then you can decide what type of walk you generally do. And you'll understand at the end of this why you want to put both in place. The structured walk is basically when you're in charge. When you're saying to your dog, walk or heel, generally they are on a leash. They are on a lead, because if you didn't have them on a lead, they wouldn't be structured. Your dog will be off doing their own thing. But it's the part where you're saying, I'm in charge, I'm in control, and you listen to me. It's my walk. I'm making the decisions. So generally you put a lead on the dog. And you always want to start your walk, to be honest, from either your house, you want to have it structured, or when you get them out at the park, when you're getting them out of the car, you want it to be structured, because you want to lay down that foundation very early on. It's my walk, I'm in charge. You say walk, heel, and then there comes a point in the walk where you may take the lead off, or you may just give your dog a longer line, and you say to your dog, okay, off you go free. Now that's then the social walk. Now, you might be thinking, that kind of makes sense. The problem is most people don't recognize this. And most people actually, the whole walk is, or a lot of people I should say, the whole walk is actually social. And the problem with that is your dogs are in charge. Your dogs are making the decisions. Your dogs are saying, I want to stop, I want to sniff, I want to smell this. And the problem is it makes it very hard to ever get your dog to walk on the leash nicely, to heel, because your dog is basically never really unstructured. It's kind of always on social. So here's the thing I'm really getting to. What you want to do when you're walking your dog is make it incredibly clear whether it's structured or social. And a big tip is you are better off just having 10 seconds of very structured walking and then flip over to social, than trying to do kind of 5 or 10 minutes of structured walking, which in my opinion is often, nearly always, way too much. And then your dog basically won't give you that. They'll basically start pulling and pull over there to try and sniff a lamppost, or say, I want to go over here and pee on the grass, which is understandable. You can't basically make your dogs be structured for that long. So start with a bit of structure. You also want to finish with a bit of structure when you're heading back towards the car. Just might be the last minute or 5 minutes or even 30 seconds before you jump back into the car. Make it structured. So it's my walk. Come back on the leash. And the common question is how much should be structured? How often? There is no rhyme or reason. I mean, look at my dogs. That's social now. They're social. They're doing their own thing, socializing, playing with other dogs. They're free. And you might do 80% social, 90% social. You might sometimes as well do 90% structured. 90% of the walk may be structured. It depends. If you're in the city, you may, and it's busy roads, you may have to make it 90% structured, and there may be one little area where you can let your dog go free. That's how it is. And there's also no rhyme or reason as to how often you let your dogs off the leash. It might be that you do it 10 times or 20 times. You might keep flicking between social and structured. That's fine as well. And it may be that you may need to keep your dog on a long line, but it's still social when you say to them, okay, go free. You give them 5 meters of rope to kind of sniff here and go there. And you can set your dog up to win is the other thing. You know, if you know there's a tree or a lamppost which they absolutely love to sniff, then by all means set them up to win and give them a bit of freedom just before you approach that, so that they don't start yanking your arm out, lunging to try and get to that thing, that lamppost. Oh, just gotta bend down there. Ooh. Alrighty, so that's it. The structured and social walking. So important to understand the difference between those two. They're not the same. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today's pup dates. Start with the structured, finish with the structured. Hope that helps. Have a great day. What a beautiful part of the world I live in. Take care. Bye-bye.